Right, I'm going to be making a gun, and I'll show you step by step. First, I start with a box. This will be this part of the gun. This will be this part and this part. Oh, I made it just a bit too long, so I'll press R and shrink it so I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it there. I forgot to add edged faces so I can see how many faces the face of the edge. And then I go here. I've got this, which is segments. So what I try and want to make the handle here. So I add, I think it's width. No, that's wrong. It's length. No, yeah, it's length. Then if you see the Glock, you see it has some it has some space here, so it isn't just gun there. So I should make a little bit of space for that. So that's a bit of a weird handle. It's a bit, actually. I think I'll try that. A lot of 3D modeling is trying and failing. So I'll go press this. I'll extrude it down here. This is the extrude. It just adds more. It adds more adds more of the shape for me to use. Let me move that and then I'll see how I feel. Oh, I didn't move it in one, so I have to retry. Like I said, it's a lot of just redoing, trying how it is. I'm going to, I don't know, let me extrude it. Let me try and get it all in one. I don't know why that isn't working. Why it's only extruding that little bit. I'm not sure. So I just press Control Z to get it back. I'm currently trying to understand why this isn't working. I'm gonna do that. Oopsies. That's fine. I'm going to edit poly, select the face, extrude. Why isn't that working? What I'm going to do is, I'm not sure why it's not working, so I'm going to figure it out. I'm just going to do it the harder way. I double click here and it goes, I double click and it goes all the way around, flicks all the edges. I just try and line it up. Yeah, that looks good, and I do the same here. Need to move this one a bit more. Perfect. Right, then what I do is I use a tool called chamfer, which is here, which makes it smooth. So I see how smooth I want to get it here. It's a bit of a fiddly tool, so I have to try and get it pretty precise, and then I can go zoom in. Damn it. I select it all and I chamfer it. I can choose how much I want it. So I want it like that. I'm going to select it again. I'm going to try and get it from the top. that's pretty good. It's not my best, but it's gonna be alright. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another box to be the top bit. I'm going to line it up here. I'm going to correct it, and I'm going to try and, oh, I accidentally clicked something different. I'm just going to, going to line it up so I get the shape perfect. The colour doesn't really matter. It's not the right side, so I press R. I accidentally pressed F. So if this happens, you go perspective and it's fixed. So I make it smaller. Achoo! Thank you. So you can see the shape is starting to come together. It's very rudimentary, but you can see the shape. So if I think about it, what I want to do, I want to add this. I want to add, where is it? I want to add this bit down here. I want to add these bits. So I need to add a lot of different segments. I want to add this bit. So I'll have to think about how I can get that all. So let's first think about those lines that I want here. Let me go here, add the segments. It would be width. No, it won't. It would be height. No, it wouldn't. It would be length. So I want the segments to be quite a bit. So then I can go select this, 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 and this should be good for everything else. So I'm going to right click, editable poly, and I'm going to grab this. I'm going to hold Control, click, click, click. Oh, and if I do that, I can hold Alt and click, click, click this, 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 click this. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Click, 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 click. Right, now I've got all them selected. I'm going to go to extrude, and I'm going to push it or pull it in depending on what I want. I think I'm going to push it in so it looks that it gives that kind of shape. Push it in just a bit. Perfect. Now it's really good. This is I'm not going to look at that. After looking at it again, I think it's all just a little bit too tall. So I'm going to shrink it, which I can do. Pull it down a bit. Perfect. I'm much more happy with that. Then I want to add this, I guess, bullet. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to add that bit. So I'm going to select this, this, and if you want, let me show you. You can hold Shift. If you press Shift and click, you can click multiple, and it selects all of those where you're clicking, which is a useful tip. For this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude it again to see if this works. Right, this doesn't really work, so I think I'm going to try it one side at a time. So I'm going to click Alt, 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 Alt. I'm going to push this in to here, and then I'm going to click this. See if this fixes this face issue. Or what I can do is I can click all of this and delete it and do the same. Perfect. Right, looking at it again, I think I pushed it too far in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold Shift and click there, Shift and click, and there. And I'm going to extrude it out a little bit. And now that looks good. And then what I can even do, if I want that little bit, that actually looks perfect in my eyes. That looks really good. Maybe extrude it out a bit more. That looks really good. And then I'm going to add the barrel, which I normally use a tube. I get the tube, and I don't really mind about this because I I accidentally pressed E, and if you press E, it will go back and delete everything, apparently. Tube. And then now I've finished it. I don't want it to be long. I can make it long if I want, and I can push it in. So I'm going to... Here's a trick. If you press angle snap, this right here, and you drag it down, it exactly is 90 because it's got angle snap. So then I can drag this here, turn that off. I can push this here. It looks a bit stupid, so I'm going to push it in a bit more. And that looks good. Then what I'm going to do is, I don't like how it's thick, so I'm going to press 1. That doesn't help it, so I'm press 1.5. That makes it look a bit better. So let's try 1.7. 1.7 fixes it, and it looks very, very good. Looking at it from the top, I might move this a bit closer here. Perfect. That looks good. Then I can add, everything else is mainly about detail. So if I was going to continue this, but this is just a little base quick project, I would add another block here for a magazine. Then I would add a trigger, obviously using a torus or whatever else I wanted to do. And then I'd probably add a little bit of chamfer on this so it doesn't just look like a block, but I'd want to keep that basic blocky style. And I'd add maybe a handle grip in just little, if you look, it has a lot of little things, and I'd try and copy that, because in my little experience, I've discovered that a 3D model is only as good as the details that you can see. But so far, after not long, this is looking like a gun already, and it's looking good.